Hi. Today, we're going to tackle concerns and questions about our pedagogy in language teaching. I am Niljan Orilla, a Master of English Language Teaching student at Northwestern Mindanao State University, Tendeg campus. To our first question. English teachers are usually highly regarded as a versatile type of teachers in the teaching community and schools. They are expected to perform well in any discipline they are placed into. This idea has made me raise the standard of my teaching philosophy, and the amount of action and admiration I put into my works has also been greatly affected. There is a slight pressure on my personal capability when it comes to my work. As a teacher, I had to be prepared and well versed in the teaching and understanding the language that I am expected to be a master of. People in my circle also expect a lot from me, especially when it comes to constructing letters, memos, and other documents pertinent to our work. Students also expect us to speak fluently during discussions and would expect recitations or rectifications on the written and oral produce. Part of our being a Filipino is the belief that those who are good at English are also regarded as intelligent people. This has been a perennial belief in our culture, though this is somehow true because the proper use of language would be a skill to portray your mastery of the conventions of that particular language. However, it is not entirely true that intelligence can only rely on the use of language. We must recognize that intelligence is a combination of several factors. In general, I enjoyed being an English teacher. I consider this an opportunity to communicate well my thoughts and ideas to others. And I also recognize the great opportunity to be able to teach learners to do the same way. In the context of the global education landscape, there is a really tremendous consideration and concern that must be addressed as part of the contemporary educational landscape. As for me, my current belief, ethical values, motivations, and commitment to teaching continue to grow as I realize and visualize these challenges. I believe that addressing these global challenges starts with how well we do in our schools and how we affect our students in particular. Our small steps in the classroom can do well and make our students better as a student and as a citizen of the world. So, in short, I am much more willing to do better along with making a better educational system for our children. As I can recall, one task that I let my students perform during the face-to-face modality was when I let them identify parts of speech in sentences, specifically on the topics of prepositions. I am handling grade 7 learners in this case, and this is under the belief of treating language as a code rather than as a social practice of meaning making and interpreting. On the other hand, during the modular distance learning modality, I allow and practice my students to use social media platforms to communicate their thoughts and ideas on some aspects of the modules that they find difficult to understand. In this way, we can communicate using the English language, thus regarding it as a social practice of meaning making and interpreting. I would rather choose to go back to the basics. It has always been a challenge for English teachers nowadays how to make language learning more valuable and useful to our learners. With the presence of technological advancements, the use of internet, and the presence of social media, these can be useful to conduct language learning by allowing our children to engage in useful content and context. To assure a more balanced and a more elaborated understanding of the language, the teacher must be able to facilitate the learning experience of the learners. In this case, there is a need for teachers to upskill and train themselves. Also, now in the use of these things to be able to guide the students' language learning properly and maximize them extensively. I think the greatest thing to do here is to be open minded. Open mindedness brings the context of learning, relearning, and unlearning. These are very useful to a teacher, especially in this rapidly changing world. We cannot be left behind. Instead, we should work on training ourselves to be open to changes and adapting to the new environment that we are currently working. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.